Welcome back, everybody, here to your broadcast of the joinDOTA MLG Pro League. We're into game number 2 of our 2-game series. Let's get straight into the draft, because that is already, again, well under the way. These guys, there's no mucking about here, just like our last game. Arcanys Gaming, that was just so one-sided. One-sided is kind of what it was. The Broodmothers can get respect banned out here in the second phase right now, but that really wasn't the problem. The problem was from Underminer's draft in the last game that each of their lanes really didn't achieve anything, and then it didn't really combo to achieve anything. The Brewmaster in the off lane didn't really do anything. He couldn't really do anything as well. Like, you can't really blame the Brewmaster totally for what happened in the lane, primarily because he's up against a VS as well as a Rubik. There's two great control heroes, even trying to go into the Radiant jungle to try and contest some of the experience, but he couldn't really find a lot of it because the supports are playing too well. And then, yeah, he didn't get any items. They tried to give him the top lane, but then you send a Broodmother, what the hell? They just morphed together. You send a Brewmaster up against a Broodmother to try and farm in a safe lane after the Broodmother's already had a really good start. That's not what you do. Like, you can't have the Brewmaster up there from the very, very start. I'm surprised both teams are actually going to bypass the Troll Warlord at the moment. Right now, for Arcanys Gaming, I would definitely draft back into that. They're banning out the Quap at the moment, the SF and the Whisper early on. That Naga Siren again from JMY. He really, really does not like that Naga Siren. The VS will also come into the ban pool. She's just such a good hero as well, so I don't blame him for it. Arcanys Gaming, they're looking to go a little bit more teamfight orientated right now. With an Ancient Apparition pickup from the start, with a Bristleback as well as a Chen. There's a lot of life points on the back of this lineup, and we're only looking at cores from now on. The Bristleback's also quite nice up against, I know joinDOTA is one of those heroes that can kind of be okay up against the Bristleback at the very start because you got the Restoration, but once the Bristleback starts getting up higher points up in the warpath, he could just physically damage down the joinDOTA. I almost look at that as burst damage when he's massively stacked, not to mention when you got quill stacks on the heroes too, so you got that double damage coming out from Bristle. I'm just a huge fan of Bristleback as a hero. I think mechanically wise, there's so much you can do with him. And there's very little you can do against him. Unless he has such a bad laning phase that, that he can't do anything more. But really, in this game, I don't even know exactly how they're trying to push him back. You get a Razor pickup now. Good hero for stealing a crap ton of damage, but you got to stay close. Bristleback, a guy with really great movement speed, so difficult. And you're battling up against the Vortex of the Ancient Apparition. So, at least he could work nicely if the Axe is able to call somebody, but normally when Axe is calling somebody, he wants them dead during the call duration or shortly after when he goes for the dunk.
5 seconds remaining.
So, Arcanys Gaming, how do you approach this now? You're up against a Razor in the mid, so you need to have some kind of extra buffer there. The chain might be able to help you out here and there too. Like, that could happen if you get yourself a Sata creep or just any kind of creep that can get a Harpy. Just push the Razor back. Before he's able to get the bottle, then it'll be effective. When he gets the bottle, then it's not effective anymore. You've still got Viper. You've got heroes like Invoker who's inside the pool as well. You've got some nice combinations to go up against the Razor. Also combinations with the Ancient Apparition, that's why I kind of thought of the Invoker, because then you've got global control. But more than likely you'll be looking at something else and they get a Warlock pickup. This teamfight and push is getting ridiculous now. With a Warlock selection too, he's got really good physical damage early on, but I'm interested to see, what lane is he in? Are they going to try and do like a safe Warlock into huge items in the mid game? Do you run a mid Warlock up against the Razor? Is that really going to be a favorable matchup for the Warlock when he's not going to have any help apart from Chen creeps? You definitely don't put him on the off lane in this game. Not when you also have a Bristleback. Or are they assuming that that Razor is actually going to be a safe lane hero? Because my mind sends him to the mid. Doesn't send him to the safe lane. They need to try and have some really great zone and potentially win the lane hero out of the Razor and get someone to work with that joinDOTA.
Centaur War Runner.
Dire team ban.
Well, in this case, it will probably be Axe on the offlane, Centaur on the safe lane. I like the Stampede at least, so they got something to go up against that upheaval. But at the same time, I'll be really, really concerned about how much melee, how close they got to get with Centaur as well as Axe. If their Stampede isn't at the right time, or can't get into a good position in the duration of the Stampede,
Reserve time.
then they're screwed. And you got 2 heroes who are jumping into an AoE stun and big damage. The Warlock is going to rip them a new one. Arcanys Gaming just need one nice little thing that can go up against the Razor. If they can lock down the Razor with their last hero, then they're all good to go. I honestly don't see them having a problem. Even Witch Doctor, like, you'll try and get a Death Ward off. That would have been really nice, actually. An Exorcism Death Prophet would have been the perfect combo on top of this, because then you've also got a Silence to add to the mix. I just don't know how Underminer are really meant to stay on top of this. I'm saying this now, like the game's already over in the draft, which I don't want to be doing. But the Dire draft just looks so much more stable and mechanically sound when it comes to team fights. They got a lot of damage, they got some good stuns, they got good survivability, they win on the life point scale, because obviously Ice Blast and Hand of God being on the same team is a huge advantage. Plus you can have your army from Chen, so if he's got some Dark Troll Summoners inside of that, you can grab a couple of heroes as they run, including Centaur, and including Axe, so maybe you can try and save heroes. Actually, that's one thing that they're kind of missing from their support heroes. They're missing the saving grace after Axe gets the call. Like, Chen can send somebody back, but it'll take too long. Dwarven Sniper, so they're going to play the range game. This will probably be a Maelstrom Blink Dagger build coming out from the Sniper too. It needs to increase the damage for something very cheap, but also needs to be able to play the positional game. So Warlock is part of it with the Upheaval as well as the Chaotic Offering, where Dwarven Sniper, like, if they get inside that Chaotic Offering, I mean, as well as Upheaval, then he's just like 3 shrapnel straight away. The coverage will be perfect. He's just like pew 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 pew, kill them all. That's what Sniper can achieve in this game. Where Underminer, like, now actually in the mid lane, they're in a lot more trouble, because Sniper can lane the mid lane, so they can run a safe lane Warlock and the Bristleback off lane. Maybe they could shut down the Bristleback, so they don't have to deal with 3 big cores. But what are you really getting in return there? Your Centaur is a safe laner, so you can get a very quick Blink Dagger. That means you have to have initiating heroes, but you've already banned out the VS is probably something you wanted. The Skywrath Mage was removed, so there's no combo with that, but even then you wouldn't really have a stun from that. If you pick up something like an SK, he's probably going to get into more harm than good, because he can't really dodge with the Sandstorm if Sniper's going to assassinate him, and he'll also evaporate as a melee hero if he tries to jump in against this Dire lineup. So they need to have some kind of stunning disable that can smoke with the Witch Doctor and change the fate of these lanes, or Team Underminer are going to get walked over in the early phases. This is just fact right now. Okay. I'm skeptical, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. The Spectre will come up, which will force the Axe into a support role. The Axe will obviously be going jungle. He can't jungle as fast as Chen because he still relies on stack and burns for a lot more consumables to actually do the jungle. And that's also now going to weaken every single one of their lanes. The Spectre up against the Bristleback is not really the... Oh, actually, they're even going to switch that one up too. They're running Warlock boots first off lane with an Ancient Apparition as well as a Chen. He's going to aggressively move into the jungle, take up these camps, and just see if he can crush him. That's so smart. That means you put the Bristleback up against the offlane Centaur. Obviously with Axe going to the jungle, the Centaur will be the offlane. The Razor is actually heading down towards the bottom lane at the moment. He's in position to take the bottom lane. Which means what? Spectre goes in towards the mid? Hell no. Alright, that Razor has to come up towards the middle lane. There's no other choice for him in this game. And they're bringing 4 heroes down here to try and contest the rune. So the Chen will make his way down. He sees over, but they don't see each other. They drop down... Actually, a Dire... What is that? The Dire Observer was in a pretty decent position. I'm not quite if it's actually close enough to block this camp. I think it's actually too far to the west. They dropped this Sentry Ward in case there was an Observer Ward here. or potentially a little bit lower. But it was primarily for the first circle I drew. They can see everything that Underminer are doing. So Warlock is going to harass back the Witch Doctor. And they'll take the 100-100 rune, putting into the Sniper. So he'll have the extra bonus. While the Bristleback, we're going to go for a static link at the moment for Bristleback. Is he going to level everything up? Like, Vism's going to stick with him. There's no Quill stacks coming out. The Bristleback doesn't level anything. He's still got that little bit of a stout shield as Vism comes up a long, long way. Sniper, he could have potentially got a little bit more hits into him, but Bok just needs to get up to that top lane and into the creep wave so he can battle up against the Centaur, who brought a lot of consumables to this top lane. So it's not going to be the easiest lane in the world for the Bristleback to win. You might actually need a little bit more help. But this bottom lane is a nightmare for Underminer. Absolute nightmare. So you're going to get harassed back by a Warlock from range. You've got Chilling Touch as well on an Ancient Apparition, which means pushing the Witch Doctor back out of the lane is so easy. You got a base damage of 52 on a Warlock. Like, one attack without Chilling Touch already hurts like hell. Then you got a potential chain creep, which what did he actually pick up? He got himself a Hellbear. Well, the Paralyzing Cast doing a little bit of harassment. If they push this too hard, the Hellbear just loops in through the tree line, up through the back. They get the clap, they get the kill. Like, that's what they're looking at right now. He's actually just using the Hellbear to farm up. Want to get to level 3? The Axe is coming over and is now going to realize the fact that Chen is over inside their jungle. Well, they're just splitting the experience between each other at the moment. So this will be a fun little battle of wills inside that Radiant jungle. Top lane 4-3-4-3, very even across the board. In middle lane, Kudu versus Vism. I'm still expecting Kudo to get the upper hand here. Potentially, though, he could die, and that's where the Razor can really just play nicely. The Shrapnel will come down, secondary Shrapnel as well, and he's really trying to make this Razor work for it. The Ancient Apparition's the first blood. Not exactly where I thought it was going to be, and to who I thought it was going to go to as well. A Spectral Dagger as well as Dispersion being the first things he levels up, and he picks off the Ancient Apparition. The AA just must have been out of position then. That's the only real explanation for that. Because you got Warlock with heal, potentially could have leveled up Upheaval as well, so Cloud couldn't just walk in there and get the last hit. This feels a little wrong. Chen's now found himself up on the top lane. Dropping the sentry, looking for the Observer Wars, a little bit further to the side, however. So there's no way he can surprise him. The ward doesn't block up any camps, but it's just meant to be an early warning system for the Centaur to know when the hell to back up. However, he probably should know that right now because Bok is so close to him. He's out of mana, however. So that's the reason why he's feeling a lot more cocky than usual. Because with that many stacks, okay, maybe this is one way you can do it. He's actually got Desolate available now. So the bonus damage is there where it wasn't previously when he got the first blood. Kudo being pushed back again. And he's really just going into those high points up in Shrapnel. You might want to consider an extra point up in take aim. Like, he doesn't have to, but when you're going up against a hero like a Razor, you kind of want to have that distance on him at all times. Because of also that. Like, he can sit himself out of range of the plasma field just by having, I think he actually needs 3 points up in the take aim for that to happen. But still, that means Razor can't harass him down. And if he ever tries to make an initiation, he can't do it with Static Link. It's always going to be the initiation with plasma field. Until he's able to pick up something like Phase Boots on that Razor. Then maybe he can win the movement speed. Axe is currently killing himself to the jungle. Failing on the stack as well because of that. It's like top lane, are they battling again? Double edge onto Bok. Battle for the rune will be there too. So it's just going to be the Invis rune taken by the Sniper. Just holding that inside of his bottle. That's now top lane Bok. He's got mana this time around with the 3 Nasal Goods. He's trying to avoid the wall stop. Really nicely done for positional play. One last double edge was trying to shed as much damage as he possibly could to Bok before death. So that's the Centaur getting soloed up by the Bristleback. They were completely even Stevens up to that point with 20 for 4. And now you just see the difference of 300 to 400 net worth between the two of them. It's like Witch Doctor's looking for an opening over on the Warlock. Paralyzing Cask with the Malediction as well. That Warlock's dead. He's going to try and heal himself up with the Cold Feet, the Spectre. Might have almost been worthwhile just stopping his movement to get the Cold Feet trigger on that Spectre. I know that kind of sounds weird just to sit underneath the attacks of both the Witch Doctor as well. But at that point, the Witch Doctor was dead. He took too much damage in the first instance of the Malediction. So after then, you knew you were dead. Like, you took so much damage in the first step, the second stage is always going to be worst. Obviously, because that's just the way Malediction works. And we got TP back from Bristleback. Enjoying a little bit of aura. I'm glad they finally fixed that aura display as well. Troll Trap over on the Centaur. He has to move towards the right. There's no other choice. He saw Bok coming down inside the lane. Bok should go back to the wave. Actually, are they coming up? Sniper's moving up. He can shrapnel and slow down the Centaur. He's got a shrapnel kind of into this area, which he got perfectly. Stampede Assassination is not available yet. Sniper's just a little bit off it. With it, he would have had a kill there. But that's our first Stampede going off. He only just had enough experience for that too. It's hit level 6. Kudo. Trouble. Too close. Static Link. Cole. Just hold him in position, and he'll keep attacking the Axe. The Chen can't send him back. The Plunderfield does a lot of work, and Axe, well, it's just going to be the Razor's last attack. He saw 168 points, only needed one attack in there, and the Sniper will drop. Alright, so Bristleback gets to enjoy his time again up on top. As the Centaur is back here, but he's being very defensive. He's actually a full 1,000 gold behind him now. While Warlock on this off lane, a little bit of trouble. Paralyzing Cask and Malediction. In comes the Sniper. Man, that's a quick TP. He's level 6 now as well. Assassination will end up killing off the Spectre. He knows it. And the Upheaval slowing down Witch Doctor enough that the Sniper can go to work on him. And Witch Doctor in the meantime, actually she killed off the Warlock. It was the Malediction that did the last remaining ticks. Shrapnel revealing the Witch Doctor, so that'll give the Sniper the kill. At the same time, looks like Bristleback's dived into the tier 1 tower to kill the Centaur. So a lot better fight coming in the way here of the Dire side with a 3-for-1 trade-off. The Spectre picked up Phase Boost, but this isn't going to be very helpful. Something they do need to do, however, is get that Warlock up to level 6. If he has that Chaotic Offering, this isn't really as easy. Bristleback, well overstaying his welcome. Very quick and very easy kill. Witch Doctor again is going to take another kill with that Malediction. As they come in towards the mid lane, Razor, and that slow is so big. There's no stuns, however, to stop that TP out until the Cold Feet. It latched at the last moment, just before the TP was going to complete. Holding Razor in position, giving a really good kill to mid. Ancient Apparition should also hang around here a little bit longer. I know he's leeching experience, but that's what he needs to do right now, so he gets that Ice Blast up and running. In fact, Kudo's going to walk down to pick up the 8-minute rune and give that full space over to the Ancient Apparition without a hit. There it is. Even though he missed the hit, he's still level 6. So with Ice Blast on the field, be careful about dropping low on life like this Axe is currently. Yeah, he's got Tranquil Boost, we didn't drop him, so he's not regenerating up now. In fact, he'll have to go all the way back to base anyway. And Ice Blast coming into bottom lane. Spectre backed up at the right time. But he did see the blast come out. Well, hello top lane. I say back up at the right time. He actually went for a kill up on top lane. Should have been looking for that one with a double damage rune from a Witch Doctor as well as his Death Wall being committed. Well, ISB failing me, I apologize. But that's still a 1-for-1 trade-off on the top lane, and you committed a Spectral Haunt to attack up on the top lane. I actually don't know why that didn't come into my ears when he triggered it. Because I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is Spectre now up on top lane? There's also no Hand of God to try and give that extra life points to Bristleback just yet. Okay, I say just yet, it's now arrived. They're coming into mid. Ice Blast, the Stampede, and Assassination. Very quick kill. Axe. Oh, now the Shrapnel will come down. He missed the call. Trying to hold him in position. Got the Battle Hunger off. Man, that Culling Blade way too early. The Hand of God made it even earlier. The assassination's off cooldown in a moment, but he's got the range to keep up with this. 3 seconds until assassination, so a guarantee kill. He wants to get the one hit off and then get the fission, which he'll get with the shrapnel into the assassination. Very nicely played by Kudo. Really, really nicely played. TP out, the Spectral Dagger will go. He can walk up that hill. It's like he walked off the oil slick. And didn't reach the sniper in time. So Sniper gets a beautiful double kill on the mid. And now the tier 1 tower with the army of the undead. And the Bristleback pushing it heavily. So there goes the tower. Chen will be the one to take it. Considering he had the entire army there, I'm not surprised. He's also going to go pick up Arcane Boots. That's kind of a necessary thing for the Bristleback. There's just enough mana that can always come in. Also for the Ancient Apparition, who's been sacrificing himself quite heavily. I think he's actually asking for, a bottle charge, so he's got enough for another Ice Blast and combo. Let's hit the top tier 1 tower. Mid tier 1 tower will be next before the Centaur's capable of getting that Blink Dagger up. And the Axe is so far away from getting that Blink Dagger. 1 death to his name and only 30 CS. He's too far behind the rest of his team. Warlock is going to come and join the rest of his squad in the middle lane. Having to walk the whole way, however, and he needs to be there a lot sooner. Bok, he needs to live a little bit harder. Where's that Chen? There's no Hand of God available, and that's going to be a very quick dunk. Ancient Apparition also being picked up, but the rocks drop on down with the upheaval. There's no way that Underminer could have pushed up towards the high ground. Assassination is still available, but they need someone to be a little bit lower. Who's he aiming for? It's going to be over towards... he assassinated the courier. Vism. Troll trapped up with the collapse as well. There's just no movement speed for him. Try and slow down the Axe too. The paralyzing cask was causing a couple of problems for Dire. Remember what they came in for. It's going to be that mid tower. The rocks is holding the creep wave at bay. And there goes your, well, okay, fortification. But the tier 1 tower will drop. So this should be a backup point for now. Yeah, she shadow words up the golem. So Axe can't get a dunk on him. Is that the goal? The tier 1 tower in the bottom lane should be the next primary target. You take this little sucker out, and then go in for Roshan. I don't know if someone's afforded a Vladimir's offering yet, but you got a lot of life points over on the Bristleback. And with his nasal goo, does someone have a medallion? We're not seeing one being built, but you got the mech being practically purchased over on the Chen. He just handed gods his creeps, I'm pretty sure. And it's not the greatest thing to do when you don't have an Aghanim Scepter, but if there's no one else who's really in peril. And you got Warlock facing down the Spectre on top lane. If Spectre had a little bit more support, then this would be a little bit scarier for him, because there is no obviously chaotic offering, was just used. And this Chen at this point is solo pushing bottom lane. He's not solo, but he's the only one doing damage towards the tab, as Bristleback was creep skipping it out. But the tower will drop. You got Nice Blast coming in towards middle lane, and then attack, assassination, easy Kafka. Very, very simple. So the push to the tier 2 tower then. Like, you love your fortification back off cooldown because that tier 1 tower did drop. But now, with 2 points of Nasal Goo, the Centaur Stomp, the Ursa Clap, and Razor is getting beaten down. The Axe will come in. He might be able to get this dunk off if there's time. The Hand of God was already used. Spectre also haunting him, but Chen drops the nuke down, killing off the Axe. And Bristleback now turns in for the Nasal Goo over on the Spectre. Is there another Troll Trap? Looks like they're both on cooldown. No, actually, no, one's off cooldown in 1 second time. There it's going to be, which gives bring Bok in range to physically DPS down Cloud. The paralyzing cask won't bounce away. I think the Malediction is there, and Chen, not enough mana to do the send back. That's actually quite problematic. Bok, he's just going to try and man mode this one. Hey! Okay, man mode is quite successful. He's got enough life points to survive the Malediction as well? Oh my. Okay. You know how I was saying the Bristleback is an absolute boss and how brilliant he actually is? Oh, that just proves it right there. He's so damn tanky. So 17-9. Arcanys going light years ahead, and there's some Y build over on the Sniper. So there goes my Blink Dagger as well as Maelstrom build. It looks like Kudo just wants to be able to stand in the engagements as well. I suppose after you do have the Stampede into an aggressive position, if the Warlock isn't going to get stunned up, which is still just Paralyzing Cask, Hoof Stomp, as well as Call. They're the only 3 things that will really affect him. He can just go into the Upheaval, and then you'd win on positioning anyway. And if he's doing Upheaval, he's more than likely drop the rock, so we can use them as a bit of a buffer for anyone who tries to come and attack him. He just turns both of the rocks onto the guy who's attacking him. I say both of the rocks because he's about to hit level 11, and he's also 150 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. So a very quick buff up to the Warlock ultimate. You'd expect nothing less from a Warlock who had a lot of space on that off lane. Did it cost die 3 times, which is why it's not as fast. Blink, call, well off target. Now Warlock, upheaval, just trying to slow him down, and a defensive stampede again. They can't keep doing this. I know it's 90 seconds on cooldown, the TP out. Oh, Ice Blast, the damage. I don't think it's enough. It's only a level 1, isn't it? Yeah, it's only level 1. It's not enough damage to kill him. But they cannot keep using these stampedes defensively. Every time they do, it's 90 seconds where I kind of feel like they're gonna win at life and everything, the universe, the whole shebang. Is he gonna commit rock? I thought with the Chen army moving it, like posturing the way he was, he could have committed the rock. But really, they want to have that as more of an intimidation factor. Because when they've got that, Underminer will not want to try and take a fight. Vism. Oh, okay, there's going to be a little bit of support here. Malediction into Death Ward. The Ice Blast is on the way in. Spectre also on the way in too. The Ice Blast will connect onto the Witch Doctor. The Brusselback. Just try and man mode this with no damage. He had most of it stolen out by the Razor. The Axe will dunk him down. But while they're killing off the Brusselback on top lane, which is a really good kill, don't get me wrong, Underminer needed that. He's worth a lot of experience in gold. As you see the change already just going in near the 1400 mark. Now, they're going to lose Roshan for it. The Aegis the Immortal will go into the Sniper. And this Sniper now also has that casual glove. So I actually think we're still looking at Maelstrom. So we're definitely not looking at Armlet. And he's already got face boots, so it's not going to be the Treads. And there's not really many other options apart from a Hand of Midas, but a 16-minute Hand of Midas from a Sniper who's this far ahead? I don't think so. It doesn't make any sense to do such a thing. Yep, Maelstrom build. So with the full Mjolnir, he can put the shield, or the lightning proc, onto the back of the Bristleback. And then Underminer will really not want to attack him at all. Those procs will just be coming every second. Oh, it'll be crazy. And you couldn't kill him either. So tier 3 tower in the bottom lane. Tier 2 tower, sorry. Going down. My mind's already moving to the tier 3 tower because I think they can push high ground here. Like, you have an Aegis Immortal behind you. You've got everybody up. You've got your golems also available at double the price. I say double the price, actually even less than that. At double the strength, because it's Aghanims and level 2. So yeah, they can just go high ground. Look at the undead army. You got your entire life ahead of you right now if you're Arcanys, but Underminers, like, they're getting pushed down so much. You're battle hungering onto a Sat. I don't know if that's just so he gets got the extra movement speed for now, because the Sat doesn't give a crap about that. And Sniper's so far back they can't even reach him. The Blink Dagger is up on the Centaur with the Stampede, so potentially they could. But if you jump the Sniper, you get hit by this. And that's what they're waiting for. The Hoof Stomp, the Sniper move back. Can they kill off Warlock before he drops the ultimate? There goes your Golems in the middle of the engagement. 2 are down for the price. They will finally kill off the Warlock, but the Golems have just shredded them apart. Not to mention Bach. He just ran up to the high ground and mopped them down. And that's going to be bottom melee racks as well as range. They can't take more unless they go for the tier 4 towers. Axe is dead. Because the creeps came up to the high ground and gave the vision out, so Sniper's only needed 2 good hits, and he got him. And then a quick assassination. So Axe is on the sideline. That was a slaughter. That was also a dieback from the Axe. This is just a huge swing coming in. And Arcanys, I don't know what happened to them. I really don't know what happened to them in their first series, where they went 0-2 in it. But if they play Dota like this and their drafts like this, then I don't understand how they actually went 0-2 in their games. The coordination's nice, the pushing is nice, the lanes are really, really strong. I think Underminer really gave them space for it though. Like, they went for greed and the greed did not pay off. So right now they're in crippling debt. Vism, this is the last hurrah. They need a really good fight here. Centaur comes up, looks for the Ancient Apparition, but he already hit the mark. And now maybe Kudos can go down as well. He puts down the Shrapnel, but remember it's the Aegis to the Immortal. They triggered off Death Ward for that one too. Witch Doctor's going to get done out by the Chen Nuke. Kudo needs a little bit more help. He turns for the Assassination over on Vism, doesn't get it off in time. But now Cloud able to get Troll trapped up. That set of blast actually not going with the Chen Nuke. Looks like he tried to Penitence and then nuke him. The Bristleback can't reach him. The Chen army is blocking his path. It's not the most brilliant fight you've ever seen coming out from the Dire side, but they still come out on top because Centaur also bought back during that. Well, it's just unfortunate for them they had to burn the Aegis, the Immortal on the Sniper. But I think Underminer should be really happy with themselves that they were even able to take that fight. That might be also the reason why they Arcanys lost. As I check, they went up against Invasion Esports. Not the greatest thing in the world to do. Bok. Nice call. She going for the heroes at the back with the Spectral Haunt. Legendary. Well, he's trying to get his own teammate out to safety, which he's capable of doing, and then just leave the Bristleback to go to work. There's a lot of quill stacks up right now. 4 and 4 on Cloud as well as the Axe. In fact, now 5 over on the Axe. They have to keep their distance. The Spectre locked into the tree line. Vism trying to bow this one up the Axe. He'll finally get the pick up. But Bok, he just keeps quill spraying up to an Ultra kill. He doesn't even need to physically damage them down. He'll survive through it all. The Assassination will end up killing off the Razor. And well, your Hand of God will come back as Chen will buy back into the game. Unfortunately for him, he's only got 2 Trolls on the front lines here on the top. But it's enough to bring down the tier 2 tower. The Razor will end up buying back now. The Spectre also bought back in the middle of that fight. So you had 4 buybacks, well, okay, there's 5 buybacks on cooldown, but only 3 buybacks during that engagement. Vism will just get forced down the lane. So they just go for the split racks. The rocks are up again for Warlock. So if Underminers try to initiate in here, they do not have Spectral Haunt. They've at least got Diffuser Blade to try and slow somebody down, so maybe they can get close enough to do some level of damage. But it's very wishful thinking. Here comes Centaur in through the rear. He's looking for the Ancient Apparition and the Sniper. One or the other. Ice Blast down towards the mid. Nice rock with the Ice Blast. Guaranteed kill over onto the Spectre. So he's down for a very, very long time. Chen going to TP himself away to safety. The Malediction will, however, still finish the job. Looks like Centaur was actually able to hit him down anyway. But he'll die outside of his own base. And this really is just mopping up the pieces. There it is. Axe calls good game. And it really was a good one for Arcanys. They played really well. Their lanes were really strong. And Underminer, they gotta know what you can get away with. When you go for a last pick Spectre, when you know your lanes is already going to be rough, like we thought it was going to be like, at least I thought it was going to be a Bristleback on the off lane, a Warlock on the safe to find some really good farm. But then Arcanys with a Chen decide that going into the enemy jungle will be a better option. That was a really, really great move, because it opened up everything else for them. Then you got a Bristleback versus Centaur, and they knew they were going to get that lane, which I think was one of the primary reasons why they did it. Sniper versus the Razor. That was a fairly good matchup. Sure, Sniper actually got him down a couple of times, but it happened. The Sniper still got really quick levels. He kind of relied on the Shrapnel a little bit more. They ended up getting some revenge kills at the end of the day, but that was all about making sure the Warlock got a really good start in the bottom lane, making sure the Spectre got nothing, because then he has an absolutely nothing hero. And you've also then got your Centaur, who just got solo killed up by the Bristleback. The second that happened, game was over, really, in my mind. And it is. So 2-0 goes to Arcanys. They'll go 2-2 now into the results, pushing their way up. They'll now be tied for second with G-Guard, Signature Trust, as well as 5EVER. They're the ones who are currently battling for the second position. The number 1 spot goes to the team that's only played one of their series so far. That's Invasion Esports. There'll be more games as well coming up from the MLG Pro League. We've got another one coming up tonight. In fact, 2 of them coming up tonight, and we'll be having a lot more fun with those games. So stay tuned for all of those. The live stream will drop for now, but check out joinDOTA.com for the countdown timer. That'll let you know when all the broadcasts will be happening, and I will be here doing as many as I possibly can. We'll also have Dirk and Cap, who are our other resident casters here in Berlin. Blitz arriving in a couple of weeks' time as well in March. Should be a good times all round. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for purchasing the ticket inside the store, and we'll see you back here in a couple of hours for the next game.